Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned in to another live edition of the Lockergnome Daily Reports, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of not just the news, but answers that you can use. And the answers are way more important. I mean, news is news, right? But it's the analysis and the insight and the advice that I think most people crave. Maybe you're looking for an answer to the question, Chris, are you going to watch tonight? Because tonight at midnight, it's the big launch everyone's been waiting for. Every single geek that I know has been talking about it non-stop. It's a new product, something we've been waiting for years, and it's finally here. Can you believe it? We're finally officially getting the Star Wars digital editions. Huh? Isn't that awesome? Tonight, is there anything else going on tonight? It's here Friday. Yeah, no, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else exciting in the world of geekdom or nerddom that's happening. Oh, wait. There's something else that is going on. Another product launch, a watch of some kind, from some company I've hardly ever heard of. Yeah, it might be interesting, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for the Star Wars movie. So excited, so Star Warsy. You can see in front of me, I've got a series of boxes. What Hasbro did, was assemble a collection of figures, 5 points of articulation apiece. They're repacks, so it's nothing new, but they made kind of collector editions here, but I'm not going to hold them up immediately, if only because we're running through all the patrons, their names, at least at that pledge level, because you can become a patron. All it takes is just $2 a month to support us. Tons of bonuses, not just this stuff. You're thinking, well, why would I support TLDR? I can see it anyway, just later. I can watch it later. Well, yeah, but you don't get access to other bonuses, like the hangouts that we're doing. Like, I do a hangout after every TLDR. Today, we're going to be talking about my recent gadget acquisitions and your recent gadget acquisitions. So you're going to miss this amazing gadget discussion if you're not a patron. $2 a month, that's all it takes, and you can support our endeavors. I'll be talking about other ways of supporting YouTubers, too, throughout this broadcast. But first, let me say that I plan on tonight live streaming by way of Periscope, so you should stay tuned to that. The purchasing of the Star Wars movies live, and I'm also going to be live streaming the purchasing of the Apple Watch. Yes, I am getting an Apple Watch, although I'm tossed up. Believe it or not, I'm actually going back and forth between the Sport Edition and the Apple Watch, whatever, the regular one with the Milanese loop. But that's like a $300 difference. So I'm thinking, after the reviews I read, I'm thinking I'd like to try it, but I don't know if I really want to spend a lot of money on something. So I'm probably just going to slide in at the lower range, if only to give it a shot. I've been told that it doesn't feel like plastic on the wrist, and I don't know how comfortable it's going to be, but I'm going to try it. I am getting an Apple Watch, but not before I get my Star Wars movies, just FYI. Priorities, people. Priorities. I'll be exchanging gift cards for the Star Wars movies, although I don't know where I'm going to get it yet. I've got Google Play gift cards, I've got iTunes gift cards, I got Amazon gift cards, and it's likely going to be one of those three. Still looking for recommendations on that. iTunes, it's the most expensive, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't, but it's probably the most compatible for me in terms of the way we use devices here in the house, our entertainment options. But it's like, what, $19 a piece, or you can get all 6 of them, well, a la carte, on iTunes, or Amazon and Google Play, like, have them all for $89, or Vudu, and I've never purchased anything on Vudu before. Okay, now that I've shown all the credit here, I'm actually going to be doing it like either a CPU or a show and tell video about these particular figure sets, and it may end up being a show and tell video. I'm not going to be removing them from the package, but it's very, very nice to be able to lift off the cover. I'm not going to do this with all the packages here, but just to show you, you've got like I think that looks like, to me, that looked like the movie poster that I remember. And on this side, you can see the figures nicely displayed. Rather plain Jane there, but I like the white background, if only to bring out some of the details of the figures. The nice thing is I didn't have a few of these figures before. This is something that I was looking forward to. I didn't have the figures, and even if I did have the figures, they'd probably still be in packages. I do not plan on opening these. That's this set, and they did this for each of the movies, so it's like, what, 24 figures? I tweeted this out earlier. 24? Yeah, 12. 12 times 2. So there you go. And look, see? The prequels, not as exciting for me. Still, it's nice. They're nice to have. And you can see the side that I had originally on that side. When stacked together, it shows Star Wars and various characters throughout the years. I am excited about, of course, the original movies being released, and even though they're based on the Blu-ray edition, which I did not get the Blu-ray edition, and even if I did, I'd still get the digital edition, if only because it's way more convenient. Uh, so yes, look at that, awesome, 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 awesome. Did not have those figures at all. Had the Vader and the Luke in the, I think it was a battle pack, but certainly not Bosker IG-88, the assassin droid, and last but not least, Return of the Jedi. I do have the Biker Scout and Wicket. But I don't know if I had Boba Fett or this Luke. I have those two in a mission pack that I planned on unboxing at some point in the near future. Okay, so that's that. I've talked about something that's the most exciting thing for me today. I am now going to roll into the quote-unquote news, if you will. Give me a second. Gotta load this up. Look at my fancy schmancy device here that shows me all the bits of news, like the fact that we posted our mystery. I'm very minstery today. A mystery box unboxing in the classic YouTube channel. If you're not yet subscribed or still aren't subscribed, posting new things there every day. I didn't really know what was in the box, and I thought it'd be kind of a surprise to see what was in the box, and it was amazing. In fact, today, I don't want to interrupt myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have to thank Oscar Roke for sending this along. I did not have the entire series of this, the William Shakespeare Star Wars trilogy. They're actually going to go through and do the prequels too, but these books are written like Shakespeare would have written them. I was never a fan of reading Shakespeare, but I always liked Shakespeare's plays, which is really how they were intended to be taken in. So it's fun to read the books based on the movies that I've loved, and I've appreciated, well, at least the one that I had for The Empire Strikes Back, or what's it titled? It is called, or it's titled, hang on, I don't pull it out. It's, give me a second. I gotta be careful. I'm destroying everything on the shelf. Oh no, I fell over there. William Shakespeare's Darth Vader, Verily a New Hope. Right there, Verily a New Hope. It's got Darth Vader on the cover. And I think there's another one. I mean, they did obviously for each one. But anyway, that is totally nerdy. Shakespeare, way nerdy. Anyway, that arrived. That was my mystery box today. The mystery box that I unboxed in the other video, completely different. I'm also posting my review of the Yeti Imperial Stout beer, which I really did enjoy. Just, that's a spoiler alert. We've posted the Ingress Agents 12,000 milliamp hour Power Cube, 6% off, deals.lockergnome.com. The exclusive CBS All Access 1-month subscription for free, deals.lockergnome.com. The Mogul Mirror iPhone Screen Protector, 28% off at deals.lockergnome.com. You may have a question. Chris, are you ever going to do a What's on My iPad now that you've done a What's on My iPhone as an exclusive to patrons recently? Well, I did it yesterday. That was the TLDR. So patrons get my What's on My iPad Spring 2015 edition. I'll do another one at the end of summer. Although I need to clean up a lot on my iPad. I learned last night this thing. So I plan on doing a What's on My iPhone and a What's on My iPad every quarter. Again, just more bonuses for being patrons. I updated to iOS 8.3 immediately and OS 10, 10, 10.3 immediately. I recommend you do the same, if only for security fixes. And there were some security doozies in OS 10, let me tell you. So iOS 8.3 has been good for me, and I've been using it, and I've noticed small incremental updates. I don't know if I'd necessarily say that it's faster. Other people have reported that it seems snappier than the earlier editions of iOS. I can't necessarily say the same. I can tell you that the folder popping bug, as it stood, is gone. But the thing is, they did not fix it. It was addressed, but there's still folder popping going on. Just FYI. I see it. As soon as you exit out of a folder, you can see it. You can see it slightly pop out. And then you open a folder, you can't see it as much, but when you pop out of a folder, you can see it. Just it pops, each folder corner pops out. So it's different than it was before. Less sloppy, but it's still sloppy nonetheless. You can see I have a lot of the reduce motion. I think that's the setting to toggle, because it's easy. I like it better when things blur back and forth rather than zoom in, zoom out, zoom, jump, boom, boom. I hate that. I never like that at all. So I much rather have the fade capability. Also new, emoji, including the live long and prosper emoji. Now you can't get the live long and prosper emoji outright on iOS 8.3. It'll roll out in later editions, but you can still see it, and you can still type it. If you want the Vulcan live long and prosper emoji, what you need to do is you need to copy it in one way, shape, or form. And then the easiest way to get it back again over and over again is set up a keyboard shortcut. So I have like LLAP, live long and prosper. And if I type in LLAP, then it'll do the Vulcan emoji, the live long and prosper. Eventually it'll be tied into iOS, but right now you can see it, you can copy paste it, but there's no way of accessing it from the emoji keyboard. A variety of other patches, updates, fixes, photos on OS 10, and having running it for the past day or so. I haven't given it, an extensive, walkthrough, but it's basic, it's simple, it's straightforward, it's everything I would have wanted in a Photos app on OS 10. I'll be honest with you. Never liked iPhoto at all. Didn't get into Aperture, even though I bought a license years ago for Aperture 2. So I didn't care that Apple killed it. It wasn't really a product for me. I like photos. I really like the Photos app I'm talking specifically. I don't take a lot of photos necessarily, but it's nice to know that they're all reflected across all my devices. So now what's nice is I'll be able to take some of my classic photos that I had on the computer, drag them into iCloud Photos or the cloud drive or whatever, and they're synchronized across everything. So if anything, having that on the desktop is going to make it such that I'm going to finally be able to organize my photos in such a capacity that it was easy. It's easy. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's clean, it's uncluttered. I like it. I like it a lot. It's exactly what I was looking for. And given that I use iOS devices, given that I use OS 10, it's honestly, it's to me, I'm sure it's buggy. I'm sure it's got shortcomings. Like for example, I couldn't zoom in on a photo very easily. There was no control for that. Was that, a deal breaker for me? Not necessarily something I would have liked to have had, but still, I think the photos on OS 10 in 10.10.3 and forward is absolutely worth the upgrade. Absolutely. They fixed it. They fixed quite a few other things too. So in my opinion, it is absolutely worth updating if you haven't done so already. And I'm likely guessing that you probably have already updated. You may have noticed in the Pirillo vlogs that for the past week or so, I've been driving a Mitsubishi Lancer GT. And I did my review of the Lancer GT. That has been posted for patrons to see. It'll roll out to everybody potentially tomorrow, maybe next week. I don't know when it's going public exactly. We've got like days that we publish CPU as the bonus video, because we do a show and tell every day, and then on Friday or Monday we may post the Lancer GT review. So it was a lot of fun to do the car review, even though I'm not a car guy. But that's exactly what they said they wanted from me. They said, look, car reviews are great, but some consumers are looking specifically for your perspective as someone who isn't a car guy. You just tell them what you like and what you don't like, and that's what they love. So that's the way the review is. Patrons have already given very positive feedback to it because I posted it last night, so that's good. I do plan on doing regular car reviews in the classic YouTube channel. It's going to be in that channel because it's more edited rather than long-form live content, which is really what this channel is for. I'm not going to launch a separate car channel. That's not in the cards. But the good news is today, and you may have noticed this in my social feed, I'm trying the Kia Soul EV. This is currently not available in the state of Washington yet. So it's very, I'm very, very lucky to have the opportunity of driving this for like 2 or 3 weeks. My first full-on electric vehicle. I've only driven it for about an hour, and driving it here, there, wherever I could, within the vicinity. But it's been fun. That's the easiest 2 words I have for the Kia Soul. Fun and smooth. Those are the 2 words I would use for that. But I'm very much looking forward to that car. This one I can tell you, after the first day, I'm like, this one's going to be very, very difficult to hand back. It's even though it's not the sexiest car I've ever seen, when you're driving a car, do you really care what it looks like on the outside? Me, not so much. So anyway, you stay tuned to the Pirillo vlogs for a look-see at the Kia Soul EV, as well as the full-on review in my classic YouTube channel. So, I'm just spreading the love. That's all I'm doing. Dude, it's like the geekiest car I've ever driven. No doubt in my mind. The geekiest, the absolute geekiest. Amazing stuff. Okay, so next on my list, I mentioned that. Oh, okay, so this is the big news, really. Okay, no, I'm sorry. There's a lot of big news that I got to share today. But before I do, let me go ahead and I got to drink some carbonated water here. I got to refresh myself. And then talk about a new YouTube feature that some of you are going to love and some of you are going to hate. Okay, I'm refreshed. I may have the burps, but I'm refreshed. So, yesterday, what I thought was going to be a rumor ended up turning out to be true. YouTube is going to be rolling out a subscription service where you can pay, $10 a month, and you'll be able to see all your favorite channels ad-free. Sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, if you're tired of ads, if you want to do the right thing and you actually have an ethical bone in your body, running an ad blocker is the absolute wrong thing to do. Bragging about that is like bragging that you have a small penis. Don't brag about blocking ads. It's just not cool. It's not cool with me. Or if you are, let's say, going to go that far, then you should be supporting your content creators in another way. Because in many ways, ad blockers have completely destroyed the industry. Which isn't to say that the ad systems didn't suck, because they did. So it's kind of like you have this war on both sides, and unfortunately, I'm caught in the middle. I'm a content creator. Like, ad people are doing really horrible things in the browser, but that's why we have to block them. Oh, we're going to get worse. Oh, then we're going to block more. And then I'm in the middle going, dude, how am I supposed to do my content? I can't do it for free anymore. I can't. Why do you think the Patreon campaign has been so very important for me to do? Why do you think I've been throwing so many bonuses the patrons' directions? And may very well continue to do that. It may turn out that I only do one TLDR in public a week, and unless we have a sponsor. It may turn out that I do the Q&A. Maybe everyone gets it one a week. I'm still playing with it. I want to figure out what more bonuses I can throw their direction. So back to the YouTube thing. Is this a Patreon killer? I doubt it. After I read the details, here's the story. So you pay a flat fee. That's great. It's easy. It's predictable, right? I don't know if I am. Ads don't bother me that much. So you pay $10. Well, the thing is, most of the YouTube creators that you subscribe to are going to see a fraction of that. Because remember, YouTube takes like a massive chunk away, like, almost half. So they get half of your $10. That's gone. And then the rest of it's pretty much divvied up between the attention that you spend on the various videos for the channels that you subscribe to, or the people, your favorite creators that you subscribe to, or the videos that you watch. So I'll get a couple pennies, just like I did with ads. It's nothing. Honestly, I would be shocked if that was if it was different. If it turns out to be completely different, I'll be happy. I'll be happily shocked, but I will be shocked if most of your favorite content creators make anything worth noting in this new model. I'm happy YouTube's doing it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it, absolutely. But at the same time, it is nowhere near replacing what it is that we are doing with Patreon. Even though I don't like Patreon. I don't. I think the service needs a massive amount of improvement. I think a lot of people get away with things that they shouldn't get away with. It's broken. Patreon is broken. Do I recommend using it? Not until they fix it. Quite honestly, I'm stuck. I got nowhere to go, but I got to use it because there's nothing else like it. So what I envision is being able to set up different services that give me a deeper connection with you. So I've thought about these things. I've talked to a friend, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have an idea for like an AMA app that I could use to connect with you, because I get questions all the time from a million different places and people don't know where to find me, right? I need a universal app where you can ask me questions and I can post certain things to you, like a private blog. And if it's tied into Google Play or iTunes or whatever, like $1 a month or whatever, it's tied into your iTunes account or whatever, and I've told you how you earn gift cards. Go.tagjag.com/free apps and go.tagjag.com/free points. There's so many ways to earn free gift cards for Google Play and iTunes. It's not even funny. If you're not doing it, you're not paying attention. So the value of that would be I would be able to engage at a deeper level a connection with you as a core community. And it wouldn't be that much, but it would add up for me, much like it would add up for YouTube, and it wouldn't be that much for you. So at this stage, the best thing that I have going for me is Patreon. I'll be flat out honest. YouTube ain't cutting it. Not even close. And it's not that you don't want information from me. It's not that you don't want knowledge from me. You do. All the time. It's incessant. I see it everywhere. And I'm more than happy to share that with you. But I have to figure out my place in things. Because if I'm lost in the shuffle, I'm gone. That's the way it goes. I've also been looking into options of rebooting the classic Lockergnome email newsletter. We've got Lockergnome going out as an email newsletter. But it's been free forever. And a lot of people say, I missed the Lockergnome of old. I'm like, well, I can reboot it. But I'm thinking about $1 a month for the Lockergnome email newsletter, and however many that we send it out to. It's just reasonable for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. It's reasonable if you really value what it is that you want from me. You don't just want knowledge, you don't just want news. You want knowledge. You want the wisdom. You want the insight. Otherwise, you could watch anybody. Everybody can read the news. It's a tweet. I can't do this in a tweet. I can't explain to you how content creators, your favorite content creators, get lost in the shuffle. And the more and more great content's out there, the more and more difficult it is for every single content producer to be able to do what it is that they do for you that you love and appreciate. So I've thought about that. I've thought about rebooting Lockergnome.net, which I'm going to have to do anyway. It costs more to host Lockergnome.net on a very old platform, admittedly, like a Q&A, than I'm generating from it. And so I'm going to be asking the platform provider. I'm basically paying them for hosting to see if for a year it has another year to possibly survive or get nixed. It's a community where you can ask questions, but I want to be able to set it up on a subscription model as well, if only to elevate those who are using it and give them bonuses that the people who just are using it to use it, they can still read and answer or whatever, but to be able to offer more to people who are willing to step forward and offer more in return. I believe in that, and I hope that could work. I don't know if it's possible with their platform today. So, I'm looking at those micropayment models for me across the board to be able to supplant what it is that I'm doing, to be able to continue to do this for you and for everybody, not just to pay everybody. Everybody, I do this for everybody, and I'm happy to do that. But I got to figure out how to get it done. And it's not always easy as the industry changes. It's another reason why I'm doing those 2 events later this year, Vlogger Fair for family and lifestyle vloggers, and Gnomedex for geeky and nerdy people, like your favorite social video creators. That's what Gnomedex is for, trust me. Gnomedex is I'm confident, going to blow away expectations. This is just my feeling. Like, the world has needed, imagine, this is my vision for Gnomedex. It's not going to happen the first year. If we get 1,000 people at the first Gnomedex, I'll be thrilled. All your favorite geeky and nerdy YouTubers and Viners and I want them there. My vision is to mash up Comic-Con with CES, with VidCon, with what's the big PAX, for video games. Like, just mash them all together. Because we have all these cultures and subcultures, but never can they intermix. And we have this Venn diagram of interests, right? I'm interested in applications of technology and new software, but I'm also interested in Star Wars figures and other bits of fandom, right? So there's never one event that really fits me, knowing that I just don't fit inside just one small box. So putting Minecrafters in the same room as comic enthusiasts, to me, would just be fantastic. It's the Medici effect. And if you do not know what the Medici effect is, you need to look it up. It is like the most amazing, like mind-blown type of book that you will ever, ever, ever possibly read. The Medici effect. It's in fact, when I tweeted about it, the author tweeted me back. It was pretty cool. Okay, so that's the big YouTube news there. Teachers are facing more abuse on social media. This was sent to me by patron Earl Green. Thank you, Earl, for sending this along. The problem when everybody has the bully pulpit is that they think that their opinion's the only opinion that matters. Hey, you know what? My opinion is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. This is my experience. This is my perspective, right? Well, there just seems to be the lack of filter or education around teaching people, not just kids, teaching people how to treat the internet, how to treat other people on the internet. I was reading I'm not going to talk about, I'm not going to name names. I'm going to talk about the topic, but there was something that happened last night that a lot of people got outraged over. Outraged. They were just livid. And I looked at it and I'm like, I see where you could be upset, but I could also see how this is a relatively benign thing, but I didn't want to jump into it because I'm like, I got no horse in this race. But people get upset over anything. No matter what you do, there's going to be outrage. If you do something, people are going to get upset at you. If you don't do something, people are going to get upset at you. No matter what you do or don't do, there is going to be outrage. It doesn't matter. There's so many voices and opinions in this world. And so it always... It strikes me as funny when you've got your Twitter account and you attack someone, you don't realize you're attacking a human being. Or maybe you do and you do it anyway. It's just wrong. It's morally repugnant. You don't deserve the internet connection that you have if you use it to abuse other people, specifically people that you share this planet with. People that if you saw them on the street, they were about to fall and you had a chance to help them up, you would help them up. If you had a decent bone in your body. If you saw someone that needed your help, you would help them in real life. Yet at the same time, when you're online, you treat them like crap. It doesn't make any sense to me. Treat people like they are people. They are people. They're not just a username on the other side of the screen. They're real people. So when it comes to abuse, this kind of situation, it bothers me. I get the EBGBs. It's like, really? Like, you wouldn't do that to someone in real life because you actually have something called empathy. Unless, of course, you suffer from, various mental afflictions, which, if you do, that's great. I've known people who have Asperger's, and they're good people. It's just that they operate differently than some of us. So I'm not saying they're less of a person, though. I treat them like a person. I treat everybody like a person. You know, and unless they choose to give me a lack of respect, that's the only time I will return a lack of respect. If someone doesn't respect me, I don't owe them respect in return. I don't believe in the whole turning your other cheek thing. Not at all. I don't believe it. It's not my thing. Not my thing. Yeah, okay. On to some lighter news. There's a Play-Doh movie. A Play-Doh movie, apparently, is in the works as a possibility. A Play-Doh movie. Now, I'm not talking about Play-Doh, the philosopher Play-Doh. He was a philosopher, right? I'm horrible at this. Oh, you know what? This is a good segue. I'll be back in like a second or two, not like, 4 hours. I'm grabbing something right now. This is going to make sense in just a little bit if I can find it. Where the hell is it? Hun? Oh, found it. Never mind. Got it. Okay. Go back. Oh, Jedi wasn't sleeping down there. She was. She's not sleeping anymore. Today for show and tell, or I guess, I'm sorry, the CPU video that I was going to do, Chris Pirillo's universe, I was going to do the top 10 fun scents or cologne fun, because I had a few of them to go through from Demeter. Demeter sent me a series of colognes. And one of the scents that caught my attention was Play-Doh. So I haven't tried Play-Doh yet, and what I'm going to do is potentially, either as a CPU video, I'm going to test 10 of them in one video instead of individual reviews. That may make sense. But I'm also going to think about doing that as a show and tell video. And honestly, I've been looking for feedback too on this. Do you like the show and tell style, or do you like the CPU style? Because I can do either one. Okay, so I haven't actually smelled the Play-Doh scent, and I'm not going to spray it on myself yet. I'm just going to spray it on the paper, wave it around. I made the mistake of spraying zombie on me. Has that been published yet? All the patrons get the show and tells after I edit them. So I've got a queue of like 30. There's 30 bonus videos waiting for you. They'll roll out eventually. I just keep doing more and more and more. All right. Let's see if the Play-Doh scent smells... it's been a while since I've smelled Play-Doh, but I'm not sure I'm getting Play-Doh from that. I'm getting cookie. I'm getting sugar cookie. That smells like sugar cookie. Not Play-Doh. Sugar cookie. All right. That's what that smells like. Huh. You want to smell like sugar cookie? That's your cologne. Oh. I'll be back in a second. Give me a second. I got to grab something else here. Because, I don't have producers. I have to produce, direct, act, write, everything here, even though nothing is written, which would explain why this has been what it has been. I have tried the dark chocolate scent, and it is worth spraying on you, no doubt, because you smell like freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. I'm not joking. It smells like freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, dark chocolate. That's the scent from Demeter. There we go. Is it in focus now? Okay, I think. Anyway, that's what it's called. Fun to wear. And now Diana will start gnawing on me again. That was a mistake. A judge, and this also came by way of patron Earl Green, has shown a light on an otherwise dark spot. This judge has allowed a woman to serve divorce papers over Facebook. Now, I'm not going to tell you why I think this is funny, but this is awesome, because sometimes if you can't, with the legal system, if you can't serve the papers, the proceeding can't happen. You have to be able to serve the papers. And Facebook, let's face it, it's real life. These are real people. So when someone gets a Facebook message, they get a Facebook message. They got it. Can't take it back. That's all you need. You got it. You have it. I have proof you have it. I'm good to go. So it's setting an amazing precedent, at least as far as serving papers are concerned. I thought it was funny, but I'm not going to tell you why I think it's funny. Instagram now has the ability to, and you didn't even need to update Instagram, even though there's a new version of Instagram right now for what's it called? Android. They're going to be rolling out the updated version for iOS at some point in the near future with new filter color things for features. But right now, if you want, and you can, and you should. Let me go ahead and dim this just to better illustrate it. So here, see, you're missing my Instagram right now. You missed my compilation. I used, what was it called? Layers, the new Instagram app, the free app. I used Layers to compile the series of images of all the Star Wars figures from the digital editions. I've got a picture of my electric soul, that's what I call it. And then I posted a new Geeky Creature, Crunchback. That was a lot of fun. Yesterday I posted that. Anyway, I'm posting all sorts of stuff there. So here's what you can do on Instagram now. No update needed. Let's say I really like this guy because obviously I'm following him. He does awesome toy photography, a lot of Funko stuff. Funko is very, very popular. The pop vinyls, hugely popular. So what I can do here is press the, or I'm sorry, not the drop down arrow. If you do press the drop down arrow, it's an amazing way of finding similar people. So that's how I've discovered a lot of people that I'm now following on Instagram. But if you press the three dots, normally I'd expect this to be like a hamburger menu. Press the three dots in the upper right hand corner. Down below, you can turn on post notifications. So instead of just getting flooded every time anybody posts something to Instagram, that would be impossible. But if you want to follow individual people, you can. So you can turn on notifications for me if you find what I post to be interesting, or if you just want to know, Chris has posted a new photo. I post a lot of stuff. I post pictures of my baby. I post pictures of nature. I post pictures of toys. I post pictures of products. I post pictures of, now, cars. I'm not a car guy. And those aren't, to me, it's like, yeah, it's fun. It's marking the situation, but it's like, a lot of people look at cars as very, very, they lust after cars. Like I lust after action figures. And I don't mean in the weird kind of way either. Like these types of action figures, like, they don't have a face on them. They're just cool. I think they're cool. So anyway, okay. Now you can turn on notifications per user. Thank you if you do decide to follow me that way. Huge news. Although I'm surprised it didn't get more attention. Arrested Development is getting another 17 episodes. They pretty much said this at South by Southwest. Pretty amazing. It was posted to YouTube on Tuesday, but this is directly from the horse's mouth. There's going to be another 17 episodes of Arrested Development coming down the pike. Awesome, exciting, amazing. This is the kind of show that I cannot wait to watch with Jedi, assuming she likes it. It'll be amazing. Unfollow on Insta. What? Liz doesn't like me because I don't follow her on Instagram. I don't like cat pictures. Post more toy photos. Post Star Wars photos. Post Lego photos. They don't follow you. But cat photos? Toys with cats? Liz, here's the thing. You used to be a Pez collector? That's geeky. See, if you posted Pez with your cat, I'd subscribe. Because Pez, kind of fun, plasticky. Anyway. Liz, I'm just telling you how to get me to follow you. I apologize. No, I don't. Next. This is also something that came upon my radar and also came by way of Earl Green. Facebook use has been linked to depression. And that doesn't surprise me. When I'm bored and don't really have anything to do, I'll surf Facebook. Although I've unfollowed a lot of friends, a lot of people have a FOMO, which is a fear of missing out. Instagram can be big on that too, especially if you follow people who are like, hey, look at me, I'm doing awesome things, selfie, oh, I'm on the beach, oh, I'm living life large, oh, I'm amazing, oh, look at me, I'm cool. If you're watching that, eventually in your head, it's going to be like, well, I'm really missing out. I'm missing out. My life sucks. That's what happens. FOMO. It's very, very powerful. Very, very dangerous. I do not really ever have FOMO, except for I'll have FOMO when Star Wars Celebration happens here in another week or so. That's going to be my FOMO for the year. That does depress. I'm not someone who gets depressed. Even if you watch my vlogs, I've had to explain a couple times. I'm not depressed. I may be consternated, which is not the same as constipated. Well, it kind of is, but not really. I may be frustrated. I may be pensive, but I am absolutely not depressed. Messenger.com booted up for the first time yesterday, or at least rebooted. Facebook now allows you to connect to Messenger in the web browser without loading up Facebook outright. That's pretty cool. So I may actually open up like a fluid window for Facebook Messenger and use it that way, rather than the way that I had been using it. And I like using Fluid on the Mac desktop. Been using it for years, although it kind of needs to be updated. But I've been looking for a good desktop messenger that I've yet to find. I've tried them all, and unfortunately, at least the official ones, the legal ones, I don't like how they went. Oh, Mom just sent me a video. That's what that notification was. Thank you, Mom. I'm good to go. An Australian court has ruled that an ISP must hand over customer data of customers accused of illegally downloading a movie. Ha ha! What, you expect that I'm supposed to feel bad? Fight the man. No. You shouldn't have done it. Shame on you. Get it legally. This is the thing that cracks me up. Like, people that are bragging about the movies that they... Oh, I've been watching Star Wars digitally for years. It's called BitTorrent. Well, I believe in supporting the creators. Even if I have the same movies on DVD... Even if I bought some of them on VHS, still have some of them on VHS. Never got the Blu-ray. But I believe it's like, you know what, I'm paying for the access. Someone said, why would I get the digital editions? I'm getting the Blu-ray. I've got the Blu-ray. I'm like, I'm a big fan of being lazy, and I don't care. I'm not going to load the disc. I'm not going to track the disc. If I want to watch A New Hope right now, I will be able to in just a few more hours. And I would say, potentially has been worth the wait. Kind of. I wish they would go through and use the Star Wars remasters, which a fan did, basically cleaned everything up, eliminated a lot of the problems that had existed in the various releases of the films, at least from my perspective. I'm a fan, and a lot of those things just kind of add up. And some of the changes I didn't mind from the special edition, but a lot of the changes I really did mind. And I wish that Disney would hire this guy. I think he goes by the handle SW Remastered on Twitter. I don't think he's going to get hired by Disney, but he should, because he did the Star Wars movies better than any of the official licensed productions or whatever. But that I think is going to be a huge. That would be huge to me to see the Star Wars movies like that, because he did an amazing job. By the way, also got news yesterday. I don't have a link for it outright because I just read it on social briefly. They're likely going to be releasing Star Wars in 4K too. Like 4K digital. Like they're going to likely re-release the movies for you to see in the theater, which of course I'll do because I can. But likely also at 4K, because the way they were originally recorded, not the new trilogy. Believe it or not, the prequels were actually recorded in a lower resolution, more like 1080p, versus the original movies, which had a higher resolution, shot at a much higher resolution, could be coming in 4K soon. So that, if anything, might move me to 4K, would be the Star Wars movies moving me to 4K. Anyway, if you're in Australia and you downloaded a movie illegally, what do you want? What do you want? I'm supposed to feel sorry for you that you couldn't spend $20 or even $2 to rent it or whatever it costs for a movie in Australia? I'm sorry. I feel nothing for you at all. Holy crap. We're getting an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV spinoff. I can't believe that. We're getting a spinoff. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of my favorite shows right now that's running. I love the show. I just want more and more and more. That's how I know I love the show. I am going to be watching Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix. That starts tonight as well. I don't know when I'm going to binge, maybe over the weekend. But I don't know if I'm going to see it all. But I definitely want to see a few episodes, if only to see if I like it. We'll see. Hey, I've got Netflix. I can do it. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting a spinoff. That's awesome. It'll be like having 2 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. every week. I'm telling you, I really, 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 really like the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm not into the comics as much, because there's a lot of them, more into the Star Wars comics. But I like them, and I'd get them. I should just spend the money and get the Marvel Unlimited, whatever the digital subscription is, but I probably won't. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say today, like in my show notes. Probably said more than I needed to, but thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my rants and raves and all these things. I'm about to talk about gadgets. Just so you know, I'm about to have a full-on gadget discussion with my patrons. You can join us. Starting at $2 a month. It's a live hangout. You can even watch it afterwards. You get all the back stuff. It's there for you, waiting for you. And I'm happy to interact with a certain subset of our greater community, a great community. So you can join us for the gadget discussion right now. But at this point, for everybody else, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.